Doomy Flitchers. Well, hello. Hello, and howdy. How's everyone's Friday? I'm making some currently draft products active because we're going to talk about currently new available goodies. At least a couple of them. All right, so I am also going to share this with this, and we'll put it over here in the socials for Justin to share in the chat once we're there, for those that might be interested. And one more. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Friday! Larry Beck, welcome. Whiskey is being had. It has a fork in it, but it is being had. It's kind of a strange thing. We don't have toothpicks for cherries, so I just grab a fork. I'm putting the 4RS gurney flaps up. What's going on, Porsche 911? Welcome. Welcome. We got some fun things to talk about tonight. There was a what was it, in Scooby-Doo, what's the van called? The mystery van?
Mystery Machine. Mystery Machine.
Mystery Machine. There was a mystery machine going around the Nürburgring. Ford took their GTD and went home and brought their van out. 2,000 horsepower electric van to see if they can compete with the German metal. They unfortunately went away a little disappointed. They went fast, but not as fast as one would have thought they would have gone with a 2,000 horsepower brick. I mean, it's as aerodynamic as you can make a brick, I suppose, but it's still a brick. Let's see, social media, that one, and that one. Excellent. Okay. We'll get all that in there. We're going to talk about this bad boy. Got some pictures for you. So this is the latest prototype from our friends at High Torque. This is, we'll use the term a more appropriate reaction arm for cars down to and including the Cup car on 18-inch wheels, because it fits. We'll show you some pictures. Don't give me shit about the Cup car wheels being dirty. They're always dirty, covered in brake dust. Cup cars don't go to Cars and Coffee. They just go to the racetrack. Now, should the wheels get cleaned? Absolutely. But they don't. So deal with it. While I sip on some whiskey. So will this reaction arm enable all wheels for all cars and all versions of Porsches to work? Probably not. You're still not going to fit that between a BBS LM or an E88. Probably work on an E07, even with the stepped lip, 19-inch step lip. We haven't tested it, but probably. It will not work with Aerodisc cars because there's a big old dinner plate in the middle, which makes it a little bit difficult to find a place for the dongle thingy that goes in the wheel. So yeah, these High Torque's working on a pile of them. We have one. We're currently not using this one because most of our stuff's all 20 and 21 inch. We are waiting for Forgeline to make us some spiffy 19-inch. They're very busy. We're very busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy little bee. I've had many requests and comments for this bad boy, which I just made active in the web store. So if you go to GT4 RS and you look under Aero Parts, it'll be at the bottom. We didn't move it all the way to the top. We'll do that here shortly. This will be on sale shortly. We start our Labor Day sale next week. A number of things will be 10% off. Suspension packages will be 15% off, and Charles and team spent the better part of the week building a whole pile of them so that we have them in stock. And for the first time in, I mean, maybe sweet baby Jesus was looking down upon us, our MRP system and the actual raw count of the things that we built are the same. So, and the number of parts left over after we built it, also right. So very happy with all that. That's fantastic. That means we received stuff, we built stuff, we have the right number of things that have been built and consumed on the things to build the things so that we have things in stock and can continue to express to our customers when they might get things based off us having those things. Enough about things. Something very exciting happening this coming week. Very exciting. We've been working on this for about a month now, I guess. We have a local GT4 RS owner. He bought the car with Manthey goodies on it. So it has KWs, it has their aero package, has aero discs, has the Manthey special alignment on it. We made sure that it was on the Manthey special alignment, and it was not, did not vary from that. We're going to do a showdown this Wednesday at the Ridge of that 4RS versus our good friend John McClellan's 4RS, which is a full lab rat. It was one of the, I think it was one of the first commercial lab rats, at least in the group, like maybe one or two. I forget if we built John's first or the guy in Florida's first.
Florida first.
Was Florida first? Okay.
He doesn't have power though.
Yeah, yeah. So Florida guy isn't like it isn't full lab rat. John's is every part we make for the car.
Little pinky.
So, you got to throw out a pinky. It's like
Pinky in the brain.
pinky in the brain.
Special.
Yeah. It'll also be special because we never got 325s on the back of our rat, our 4RS rat, before we sold it. And Ted's never actually been around the Ridge with 325s in the rear. So that's the car. That's one of them. One of them's white with indigo blue. The other one is silver and black. Just there it is. So we're super stoked on this. I'm going to run through, and I would like your opinions on this. We should have built some graphics for it, but it's fine. Both cars are going to be running Hoosier Time Attack Pros. We wanted to run Supercar 3Rs. We couldn't find Supercar 3Rs. Also, I'd say by a stroke of luck, bad luck in this case, Jed's car, Jed's the owner of the Manthey 4RS. He had some trouble with a center lock and some drive pins, and the drive pins not being in the right part of his apex wheels, so that they ended up getting marred up, and the wheel getting marred up on his 19s that he had on the car. So he had to revert back to his 20s, which is generally probably a better idea because the 20s are what the aero discs fit. That's part of the Manthey package, so it kind of ended up working out. Luckily, Hoosier makes 20-inch versions and 19-inch versions of the same tire. So that's good. We get the same compound on both cars, which was important. We want the same compound. Didn't want anybody having grief about that, so we tried to marry those two things. The Manthey car is going to be on a Manthey alignment. The Dundon car is going to be a Dundon alignment. There you go. So that's the spec. Yeah, Justin's been working on this for a while, both from how we're going to present it, what we're going to do. So making this as fair as we can at it's a private track day, it's an open track, but still we kind of got to get all this done in the morning, right, if we're going to try and do this as best we can. So I decided to give the coin toss, right, to Jed's car, to the Manthey car, so that it will go out first. Ted will take it out first in the coolest temps of the day, get the tires up to temp, try and set a lap time, come in, we'll bleed the tires down, have them go out again, set more lap time, all done. The gist is go out, run 5 hot laps. If you run into traffic, lose the traffic, run another hot lap to replace that one. We're looking for both absolute speed and consistency, right? Because consistency is, what's up? Mr. Brent, welcome, sir. I was just going through our 4RS battle, which unfortunately you and Larry will not be joining us. That's too bad. Would have been awesome to have you here. It's going to be 60 degrees as a low on Wednesday and a high of 85 currently. So that's the current. That's the current forecast. So we'll see as we get closer to the day if that doesn't start to creep up or creep down. So that is the track. That is a beautiful GT4 RS that is no longer owned by a friend of ours. That was traded in on a bright orange Carrera GT. So Ted's going to go out in the Manthey car first, and then get his laps in. He'll know what he did. We're not going to share it with anybody. He's going to go out in John McClellan's 4RS and go out and set some laps and come in. We'll get tires back where they're supposed to, and then go back out, getting a total of 5 hot laps. While Ted is out in John McClellan's 4RS, we're going to set Jed out in his own car. Yeah, I did hear that it was all Larry's fault. He couldn't get the mini or get the time off, all that bit. But we're going to set Jed out in Jed's car with some warm-up time, and we're going to not allow him to see his lap times. We don't want him to see his lap times. I don't want anybody over driving. I don't want anybody being a hero. I don't want cars going off because that ruins the whole test. Just go out, drive the car, drive your laps, right? Drive your car, drive your laps. No times. No, it's going to be like Top Gear style, where you go out, you drive the car, you come in, and then we're gonna film it probably at lunch or maybe in the afternoon, where Justin will go through with the magnetic times and the names and smack it on the board. So so that should be fun. That should be fun as we're going through it all. So Jed will go out and run in his car, and then when Ted comes in with John's car, John will go out and get his car out. And we're thinking this isn't going to be really any longer for 5 laps at the Ridge with a warm-up of like 10, 12 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. This shouldn't take a lot of time. We're going to top the cars up with fuel so that they stay around a half a tank, so that weight-wise the cars are about the same. We're going to bring fuel. We're going to try and make that very even. So we're trying to do our best to make sure that the testing doesn't seem biased, because we are not an independent testing magazine. We are the builder of one of the 4RSs. So we're doing our best to try and make this as independent as we can. Once Jed and John are done with driving their own car, they're going to come back to pit lane, and they're going to swap cars and go back out, and they're going to go run their 5 laps. And then at the very end, after they're done, Paul Blake, who is the chief driving instructor for Hooked on Driving Pacific Northwest, and previously for the last 3 years, maybe, Larry might know, he was the chief driving instructor for the PCA Pacific Northwest, so Porsche Club of America Pacific Northwest region. Paul's a great driver. He's not a pro, but he's a great driver. And the beautiful thing about this is he doesn't like Caymans. He likes 911s. So having him drive Caymans, modified Caymans, is ideal, because if they drive stock, he's going to hate them. And if it's been modified, it shouldn't drive like it's stock. It should drive better. The modification should have made the car materially improved. Otherwise, just slap a badge of something that makes you feel good and go to Cars and Coffee and be happy. Don't spend the money. Just put a badge on your car. It's like back in the day when I was a BMW guy. Is it 5 years? 6? Yeah, it's been a while. I didn't know.
6 years sober?
What's that?
6 years sober?
6 years sober? No, 6 years CDI.
CDI?
Chief driving instructor.
Oh.
So Paul will run both cars, and then we'll be done. And we're gonna go through the data. Both cars will be outfitted with race navigators. Luckily, John McClellan's 4RS has a installed, permanent install race navigator. We'll put our portable race navigator in Jed's car. The other thing that's interesting, because looking at what, we got a sneak peek at the Manthey special sauce alignment, which, that's special? Maybe for Porsche's lawyers it's special, but it's not really that special out in the world. We'll go through the data, and the next step is, can Dundon make a Manthey 4RS faster? So that's kind of the next thing. What are the things that we can take that car and with alignment and suspension arms and tuning, maybe some power, can we make it materially quicker than it came from, quote, the best Porsche tuner in the world, right? I'll put that in quotation marks. Because some of what we're trying to illustrate is the subterfuge that has been cast upon all of you with Nürburgring lap times. That's why we had that little Ford brick at the beginning. So you've heard me rant about this in the past, but it's more than my rant as of late. Mustang or Ford can't go with the Mustang GTD and get a time faster than a naturally aspirated GT4 RS. That's curious. It's got almost twice the horsepower. How's that? I mean, it's a big, heavy car. It's not improbable that it can't go faster. It's just curious. Corvette, same deal. They can't go faster. That's also curious. So, what gives? Why is that? Well, you're playing in their pond, in their rules. They get the special pick of the litter times. They have the special pick of the litter drivers, and even other German drivers who drive hundreds and hundreds of Nürburgring laps can't match the times. They're 9 or 10 seconds off of the guys who are driving Porsche's cars on the Nürburgring. That's not a small number. That's a big number. On a 7-minute lap, we'll just call it 7 minutes. They're slightly under that now, 6:50, 6:45, something like that. So this will be a very interesting test, just from the standpoint of, this is on our track. We get to see what the car is. We know what the setup of the car is. We've got it on tires that are commercially available. We're doing this in a way like you and your buddies would go to the racetrack and have a track day, right? It's not full, OEM tuner support. It's run what you brung, go to the track, car's set up, let's go, off we go. No tweaking it once we're there, and no, just fucking go, let's go. So we're real excited about it. We have our own internal predictions, which I will save based off of what each car's attributes are, what the aero package on our car does, what the aero package on the Manthey car does, what the alignment on the Manthey car is, what the alignment on our car is, all of that. Yeah, be watching out for some snippets the end of next week for that. We might not be able to help ourselves. I'll come back to that. I see Ryan's question. Bless you. So yeah, Ryan is asking, here's a question for you. Why do so many people think high quality aftermarket parts are worse than OEM? Typically because OEM parts, and let me clarify this, Manthey parts are not OEM parts. Manthey parts are Manthey parts. OEM parts are OEM parts. Now, I don't believe Porsche is making Manthey parts, but they do have a Porsche part number on them. It doesn't necessarily make them OEM parts. Now, they did have to pass some level of testing. and I don't know if this was from an engineer or a QC analysis standpoint.
TUV crash.
Yeah, they had to do all the TUV certification, but TUV certification is an inspector looks at the car, looks at the spec, and says, "Yep, you pass, all done." It's really not that rigorous. It's not like UL certification where they actually do testing on a thing. They just kind of look at it, look at the thing that it's supposed to meet. Exhausts, there is some testing. You have to get a sniffer and OBD2 testing. We've looked into it. It is possible for us to pass. It's just expensive to do it, and you need somebody there facilitating it, blah, 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 blah. So OEM parts by an OEM maker are going to be as good as the OEM wants them to be. It's probably the best way to say it. Porsche generally has a pretty high standard for what their parts need to deal with. And this is going to be on a car-by-car basis. Like a good, for instance, are the axle bolts on a GT4. If you look at the axle bolts on a GT4 Club Sport, let me recall this, they are different.
Yeah, the flanges are different.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I had to think about it for a second. It's been a minute. I think that's right. And if you look at any 911, any GT car 911, I don't know if the Carreras are they also 10x1? I don't think so. No. Yeah, they're more like the Caymans, right? So because of the application or the intended what they believe the application of the car is going to be, they're going to employ better solutions, more expensive solutions for what they think the application is going to be, which on a Club Sport, they're using a finer thread bolt that has more holding capacity than the street car. Because, you got to put a bunch of those bolts in a car, they're expensive. More threads, more expensive. So I don't know that, Ryan, what you're saying is that it's as black and white as that, because there are a lot of really quality aftermarket parts that solve OEM problems and do it better than the OEM did, right? It's just more about dollars, application.
It's more on profit than 2/10 on the Nürburgring.
Correct. The Charles is he's busy looking at dampers for one of our customer.
More suspension parts, so it's still going.
Oh, all right. OEMs are more interested in saving 2 cents than saving 2/10. I just made that up on the fly. You're welcome. So, also, Ryan, Ted got your message. Ted and I chatted. We're going to try and get you in contact with Mr. Mike Kojima. I'm going to caveat this. Mike is a world-class suspension engineer and chassis engineer, and this is how he gets paid. So if you are looking to hire a consultant, Mike is probably the right dude, because I think he was at TRD when your MR2 was made. So he might know some tricks and tips that very few other people know, because he was there when that car came out. So so he might be able to short circuit a whole lot of the questions that you've got if you paid him an hour to talk to you about it. I don't know if he'll do it. I don't know if he's got time for it, but he's a pretty amenable guy. He's a nice dude. He's a fun guy to be around, honestly. I'm sorry we missed him the last, he was just here 2 weeks ago, and we didn't connect, so.
He's always busy.
Yeah, he's busy helping the Air Force recruit people through drift cars, which was crazy. I didn't realize this, but when we were talking last year about this, we're at the gun range, and Mike's teaching me how to shoot my Glock. Which, for any of you gun guys out there, perfect. I just got a Nighthawk 2011. Anybody who's a gun guy will know what that is. I didn't know what it is. Thing's fucking gorgeous. I've not seen tolerances like this on a slide, like, ever. It feels like you're moving, like it's got butter in all of these metal parts. So, so anyway, Mike was telling me that the Air Force sponsors their drift car, and they get more recruits signing up with the Air Force from saying that they saw that car at a drift show or a video of a drift show or all of that than any other mechanism. So what's that? What am I talking about? Huh? Oh, the gun? Oh, shoot, you're right. Yeah. I mentioned, well, I didn't say it was a pew-pew by name. It's just a brand. It's a Nighthawk. It's a bird. What are you talking about? Anyway. YouTube's hard. Can't just talk about shit. You got to talk about, like, twigs and berries and strawberry shortcake, and you can't really actually talk about all the things that you're doing. So yeah, that's what's going on. Anybody have any comments on the way that we're going about the test, keeping the lap times from the drivers until later? The order in which we're sending them out. If anybody has some interesting thoughts on that, I'm all ears. We're not to it yet. Do you believe that the YouTube viewers, when this gets out, will accept that we are trying our best to give the Manthey-4 RS a fair shake? I mean, the only other thing that we could do is have not Ted drive it, have an independent pro driver come and drive both cars. We are working on that. A friend of ours, Seth Thomas, I was texting with him last night, see if he wants to fly out for next Wednesday. So there you go. Air Force. It was the F-117 Nighthawk. There you go. See, I was talking about a Air Force. Yeah, Ryan, that's what I was thinking. Keep the lap times. Keep the cars on the tarmac. Let them drive what's comfortable, right? And when the cars are driving different, like when Jed is driving John's car and John is driving Jed's car, it's gonna be much more apparent because amateur, me, we typically don't drive what the car gives us. We drive our dance steps. We drive what our ass is used to driving. And when the car doesn't like that, then we make changes on the subsequent laps. Like, Ted will drive around a car's warts. He can find them pretty fast and then drive around them and still go fast. Amateurs just go, eek, and we freak out and we just don't go that fast again. So that was a little bit of that. And also, you'll keep guys from sandbagging or really, really pushing. So one potential version of this is John gets in Jed's car. He can see the time. So the Dundon 4RS owner gets in the Manthey car and goes faster in the Manthey car. So, oh shit, he's gonna sandbag. He doesn't want to show that. He's our friend. He's our customer. He's gonna like back off. Like, no, I don't want you to do that. Go as fast as you can. It's fine. So, absolutely. We're gonna try and do it with like Justin's saying here. We're gonna try and honor some of the YouTube car comparison heritage that is before us. Doing an option style video, best motoring style, JDM VHS tape level vibe, Top Gear UK with the nameplates and the times, which should be pretty cool. And it's supposed to be friendly, right? We're going to be out helping. Ted has the enviable job of going out and going really fast. Go out and push this car to its limit. That's your job. right? Make sure it comes home shiny side up, but go push it hard. So Ted is going to be the one that kind of demonstrates the car's capability, not his, but the car's capability. The two owners are going to show how the car's ability to inspire confidence and their abilities merge to make for a fun time. So yeah, exactly. We're using our own track. We don't have Chevrolet's marketing budget. We can't go to every track on the East Coast or every major track in the United States. That would be awesome. Because I think the results would just continue to be the same, but it would be really cool to do it. And I'll say this, if anybody in the Pacific Northwest owns a full SSR build GT4 RS, please contact us. I would love to get that car out. Oh, one thing that came up in conversation with Jed yesterday. Yes, sir. Felix, you're a little late to the party, but welcome. We could only get them all, both on Track Attack Pros, so Hoosiers. Supercar 3Rs we couldn't get. The CRS V2s were out of stock, and the Manthey car ended up having to go back on 20-inch wheels, which we kind of like anyway, because then he can run his aero discs. Because I know we'd get a lot of hate. Oh, it's not going fast down the track because it's missing the aero discs. Yawn. But sure, fine. If that's what you believe, let's leave them on the car and show you. All good. So if anybody has an SSR car, the only one I've heard of is actually at Coda, if I remember right. At least the only one here stateside. But I don't know what all they've got done to it. Is it just the hood, or do they get the whole package? Did they get KWs and a wing and the whole meal deal? I don't know. Felix might know. So that would be cool. And it was asked, should we have a stock GT4 RS there? And for what we're doing, I don't think so. I think that just muddies the water. We already have that data, right? Felix has that data. We have that data. We know that a stock 4RS on the same rubber is going to be slower than these other two optimized cars. We know that. Now, by how much? Don't know. We've done testing where we did the car on stock tires and then our full upgrade package, including Supercar 3Rs, which I think most people are saying is about 2 seconds. The whole package went 5 seconds faster than that car. So I think we kind of asked and answered counselor kind of situation, right? We already know that. We already have plethora of documentation for that from over 2 years ago. So I think that can be put to bed. We're excited to see what the end result of this test is. And honestly, the thing I'm a little bit, we all have a good idea based off of, bench racing, looking at the amount of downforce we make versus they make, the alignment we have, all of that stuff, the amount of rubber we have on the ground, et cetera, et cetera. I think that we're going to end up going faster than the Manthey car. Don't quote me on it. I can't say that with certainty, but I'm pretty sure. By how much? I don't know. So, will there be strawberry shortcake? It's a pretty small track day, but strawberries aren't in season. I could bring a strawberry shortcake doll and put it on the car. Maybe that's what I bring, as opposed to the dingle dongle that we had, because it's a kid-friendly show, at Smokies this last year. We're going to get a suction cup strawberry shortcake for Simon. I think that might be what we do for Smokies next year. Very long story, inside joke for those of you who don't know it. Go back and watch a few Whiskey Fridays from around the early May timeframe. Pound strawberry shortcake, absolutely. That would be a good hashtag if we were doing t-shirt giveaways that never worked. Hey, canceled. Justin's canceled. All canceled. So yeah, the thing I was getting at that I think I'm more excited for is, can we take another tuner's car and make it materially faster than they did? That's almost like the cherry on the icing on top at that point. Can we take something that's purportedly already this fast at the Nürburgring, quote unquote, and like tippy top can't be any better, and make it better? Because between you and me, there's no way they ran this alignment setting on the Nürburgring with a pro driver. There's no way. They would get in the car and be like, what are you guys trying to make me do? I'm going to die if I run this out here. Just no. So, yeah, and that could be driver, Matt. You know, it's very, very driver dependent. That's why you kind of got to get the car set up all together. I mean, it would be really cool if you could talk to the owner. It would be interesting, and I could help sponsor this. I think this would be really cool. We could send Ted down. Is there a Manthey car at COTA? Anybody down there have a Manthey 4RS? I mean, because that would be really cool to kind of duplicate the test.
I've seen 2.
You've seen 2?
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys know who they are, maybe pose it to them. Be like, hey, Dundon would really like to sponsor this. Free tires. We'll pay for your track day. They have to have track insurance, so they need to have track insurance so they can put somebody on, and they got to be willing to let somebody else drive their car. But it'd be really cool to have, you know, a Dundon lab rat set up to Dundon specs, an SSR car set up to SSR specs, not Mike's special COTA specs, but the specs that they send the car out. We'll send our car out with our specs, their car, Manthey car, to those specs, put them all on the same tires, and do this again. Do this again. Send Ted down to COTA, maybe have Felix drive all 3 as the non-pro, high amateur, local hotshot, and then have the 3 owners drive the cars, and we duplicate the test again. Because I'm pretty sure that we're going to get the same result. I mean, our build is polarizing because it's the most extreme, right? It's got a splitter on it. That would never pass TUV. It's got a big-ass wing on it. That also would probably never pass TUV. It's got dive planes that do something on it. Also probably would not pass TUV. But we're in America, so who gives a shit if it passes TUV? So, yeah, exactly. Cameron's lap times say so. I mean, wasn't it 2:14 and change? 2:14.7, something like that? Now, that was on Pirellis. That wasn't on street tires. But, I mean, that was a manual, for God's sake. That's a 992 GT3 manual. So, fucking A. There's time to be had out there. So, yeah, I mean, if there's something we can do in that regard, maybe we try and get that together after we do ours. Because it'd be kind of a fun series if we can do these at, like, we do it at the Ridge, and then we do one at COTA, and then we do one at Road Atlanta, or, you know, if we can find local guys out there. I don't have any. There's a couple guys, they're not really track rats, but Seth could be the guy that drives them at Road Atlanta, and I would sponsor all of this. And it doesn't have to be 4RSs. It could be 992 GT3s, 991.2 GT3 RSs, et cetera, et cetera. But Manthey doesn't really have a strong package for those cars. And SSR, I don't know that they have much for them in the way that we do. Like Seth Thomas is the local chief driving instructor and pro over at Road Atlanta. And his car's completely tip-top done. So, yeah, if it was his first event, that's not fair, you know. But having a new driver experience all 3 cars and all 3 setups is really cool, because, you know, that's the idea, is if the parts don't make the car easier to approach and easier to understand, so that you can start working on car placement on track, getting to throttle earlier, going faster, then you're fighting the car. So we can work on that, brother. So Barry does. I know Barry might be persona non grata for some of you, but all Barry needs is a plenum, and then he's got full power package. If one of you guys were so inclined to want to subject yourself to more horsepower, we could find a discount structure that's interesting to help you in that regard. So we do have a sale coming up for Labor Day that would allow you to do these potential purchases. I also know that running a track car is expensive, and tires are expensive, and brake pads are expensive, and all that's expensive. So I know Barry doesn't have the intake, but that's pretty easy. So yeah, we'll see if we can't put something together for COTA. That would be really fun. Ted and I were talking about maybe sending one of our cars down there. We don't really have anything probably potentially ready by the fall. Our white 991.1.2 GT3 4-liter, we've highlighted an area of the tune of the map that we're doing that needs to Matt, let's talk. If you want to do something, let's shoot me an email. Let's put something together. We've highlighted an area of the map that, because for those that don't know this car, so this is a 991.1 GT3 that we took the 3.8 liter out and we put a 991.2 4-liter in. The way the air goes into those two engines is very different. The way the ECU is expecting that air model to be is very different. So 100%, Justin. There's nobody's testing these cars in a back-to-back-to-back manner with the same drivers for you to be able to get even an semblance of what they actually are. So, right. Well, and I mean, that we'll come back to the white car. I think that's an unreasonable expectation to have, that you're going to be able to go to a tuner and they're going to have their own wares and all of their competitors' wares all on other cars for you to be able to go drive as if this was Avis. Right? Not going to happen. Never going to happen. Right? This is going to have to be owners of cars that are interested to pit their car versus other cars in a scientifically controlled way, such that you can see, I mean, like the video option style, where you've got one tuner of one car versus another tuner of another car, and they show up and they get driven. And I mean, it's a great construct even today, because there's a lot of tuners out there that think they have a complete package, and in a lot of cases they don't. So yeah, 100%, Justin, 100%. So anyway, the white car probably will not go to COTA. We've got a couple. There's been, I'll say this, there's been a lot of interest in this, and anyone who thinks that a 991.1 GT4 RS finger followers are bulletproof should be talking to the people that we're talking to that are looking for a .2 4-liter. There's a lot, I won't say a lot, but there's more than a few that are failing, right? There's one at Par in the UK that's failed, that they want to swap in this engine, the .2 4-liter engine. There's one here, and there's one in Canada, customer of ours that had a finger follower failure on their .1 GT3 RS. I think Ted said the other guy was a .1 GT3 guy that had a motor failure. So, because we are busy, and because Charles can only do 6 things at one time, not 8 things at one time, we can't fix the tune on the white car. We can keep resetting it to make it run okay, but it's not great. As it starts to adapt, it starts to get a little bit, the fueling starts to get messed up in an area that it won't rev match. So, and it's by like the 4th or 5th session that it starts to kind of get a little bitchy. So we have to kind of put it all the way back to stock manifolds, and really spend the time on the dyno to build that airflow model stock on the 991.1 GT3 ECU, so that we can, when we add things that are adding to that airflow model, we're a lot closer than we are now, because we're really, unfortunately, pretty far away from where we need to be. Our friend Tyler from APR has expressed a desire to help us. We're trying to keep this manufacturable. I know Tyler would be able to do this really quick because of all of his work in APR. He's already like reverse engineered all of the airflow models on all of the Porsches, because that's kind of what he does for APR. But to do it with Cobb so that this is easy for us to get out into the world and support worldwide, and including our modifications, we kind of have to go all the way back to kind of zero and then pull it forward. Matt, the 991.1 GT3 is a hoot. It's a hooligan with all the aero and the MCS and a proper alignment and 4-liter power. The thing's a freight train. It is an absolute freight train. It makes over 500 wheel. It's just insane. It's faster in a straight line than our 9923 RS. And our 9923 RS is 495, but it's pushing a little bit more, has a bit more drag than even our .1 GT3 with our full aero package, which is pretty cool. Who needs DRS when you got horsepower? Fuck yeah. So the .1 package, there's a couple of these cars being built. Driver's choice, I think Simon's building two currently, two kind of different specs. One kind of cup spec for a customer of his, and then Simon picked up a wrecked car from a customer, and he's building one for him. He actually just got a pile of goodies just today. So Matt's not allowed to build one of those. I know Matt's pretty damn fast in the .1 GT3 at COTA is what I understand. So the experiment into mid-engine with the 4RS may end abruptly one day for Matt when we get him in the .1 GT3 with all the sauce on it and build him an actual true hot rod. So anyway, yeah, this is Ted in the mouse. We call it the mouse because we have the rat that's black and we have the mouse that's white. So it's a lab mouse here at Dundon. And this is at Flat Rock Motorsports Park. Ted spent the whole day in that car going fast. And you see he's not fighting anything. He's not have to wheel it around. I think it's you, Justin, in the passenger seat, isn't it?
Nope.
Who's that?
One of what's his face's media guys.
Oh. Was that Trey?
No, the tall one.
Oh, one of Trey's boys?
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yep. Just past Joe. I'm just talking to a guy. Joe sold his crack pipe to somebody, so I think he's crossed over to the dark side at this point. So as far as exhausts go, so we'll see how that goes. Be interesting if he comes to Smokies this next year. I'll have to give him a whole lot of shit for it. Not because I have anything against him, just because I like giving Joe shit. That's all. Let you guys listen to this for a second. Yes, this track's fun. Flat Rock's really fun. This whole section's really fun because it's a big commitment corner. But if you do it right, you can be flat the whole time, just like Ted was. So. For those who haven't been playing along in the last few weeks, this is Ted mowing down a 9923 RS. Joe's reaction to me giving him shit, is that what you're talking about, Justin? Yes, I can too. Holy early brakes, bro. We can see when you let off the gas because the flap goes up. Car wants to slow down. Got to keep your foot on the gas. Let's go. Who is that? Ted's going to get frustrated in 3, 2, 1. Good question, Mike. That's a good question. So Mike's asking, do you anticipate Dundon Street Exhaust to increase horsepower more on the .2 over the more on the 992.2 GT3? I'll translate his question because he knows what I know what he's getting at, and he knows that I know what he's getting at. Than the 992.1 GT3. I'll answer this a couple different ways. So the 992.2 GT3 has an additional set of catalysts in the muffler, like it buried in the muffler. So you've got the headers come out and those go into catalysts, and then they go into OPFs, big old OPFs, and then they go into the muffler, and then inside the muffler routing, there are catalysts in the muffler itself. Now those catalysts aren't monitored, nor are any of the OPFs. So we're already selling 992.2 GT3 header systems to cars in North America and worldwide, cars that are getting dropped. Because of the additional restriction in the exhaust, Porsche gave the 992.2 the same camshafts as the 992.1 GT3 RS. It gave them the same throttle body diameter as the 992.1 GT3 RS. What they didn't do, though, is give it the same ECU tune as the 992.1 GT3 RS. So I had this conversation with a customer earlier. Was it this week, last week? I forget. Anyway, so this takes a minute, but bear with me. So if we go back in time and we roll this back, so Porsche will say this car makes this much horsepower, and everybody just believes it. Porsche said, awesome, good for you. If we go back to the 997.1 GT3 and GT3 RS, they both made 355 wheel horsepower on our dyno. So we have a Dynapack. It's a chassis dyno. It's a hub dyno. So we take the tires off. We hook the axle shafts essentially up to the dyno pods, and we measure it that way through resistance, through tractive force for those that are actually interested in it. We'll skip forward. So 997.1 GT3 makes 355. 997.2 GT3 makes about 380. So there's an increase. Note that. 997.2 GT3 RS makes 400 wheel horsepower. Now, what was it claimed to make? It was claimed to make 475. Okay, cool. At the crank or no, it was 450. 997.2 GT3 RS was 450. That's what it was. 991.1 GT3 gets released. It's claimed to make 475. It also makes 400 wheel horsepower. Same as the 997.2 GT3. Well, that's curious. But Porsche said it made 25 extra brake horsepower. Huh. 991.2 GT3 makes 445. 991.2 GT3 RS makes about 465 on our dyno. 992.1 GT3 makes 445. Same as the 991.2 GT3. It did not make more than or the same as the outgoing 991.2 GT3 RS. That was one of the first times that it hasn't been like that. The 992.1 GT3 RS makes about 475. So it made a little more. And then with our headers and stuff, it gets up to about 495, almost 500. I think it's like 472 and it's like 498, something like that. I forget the exact numbers. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, 7.1 and 7.1 RS are the same. That's what I said. 7.1 GT3 and RS make 355. They're the same engine, same ECU tuning, all the same. It wasn't until 997.2 that the GT3s and the RSs started to diverge from one another. So will the 992.2 GT3 make 475 like the 992.1 GT4 RS? No. Nor does Porsche think it will, because they essentially rate it the same brake horsepower as the 992.1 GT3. And check my math on that, Justin. It's like, is it 5 down or 5 up? Something like that. I forget what Porsche said it's supposed to be, but Justin will find in a second, put it in the chat. So, all that said, if the ECU was not torque limiting, was not trying to hit a target for output, for engine output, then with all of the same parts as a 992.1 GT3 RS, yeah, I would expect it to make the same power. They're the same parts, it should make the same power. Now, I don't believe that even once we remove the restriction, we give it a really good exhaust and lots of scavenging, we're really making things happen with that car, that Porsche is just going to be like, yeah, have all the horsepower. No, they're going to electronic control that and limit it. You know, because we've seen that with the 992.1 GT3. When we put an intake on that car, it gets real bitchy. When we put an intake on a 4RS, happy as a clam. When we put an intake on a 992 3RS, happy as a clam. Doesn't bitch. It's fine. Doesn't close the throttle, doesn't have malfunctions, it's just chill. The answer to your question, Mike, is I believe that the enhancements that we have for that car will definitely improve it, both from an emotional connection and from a power standpoint. I don't know how much it's actually going to move the needle until we get one on our dyno. For what it's worth, the 992.1 GT3 went from 445 to 475. We're able to gain 30 wheel horsepower with our exhaust package for that car. I would expect that the 992.2 will do something similar. Where it's going to fall, since the 992.2 is missing some torque, I'm not sure.
Cayenne key.
What do you need?
Cayenne key.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
An interruption. You guys need to move my shit so you can actually put shit away. There you go. So great question though. That one filled up a lot of time. At some point, we're gonna have a really cool interactive dyno tool on our website. So you can click, I want to see this car versus this car, and this car with the full Dundon package, and this car with a D3 package versus this car and this car and this car, and it all pops up and you get to see everything, compare them against one another, do some bench racing, if you will, for each one of those. So yeah, any of you GT4 RS guys that have been waiting for gurney flaps, we got them. If you already have Valkyrie wings, you don't need one of these. If you have a stock wing, you do need one of these. So you bet, Mike, no problem. Couple things with the 992.2 GT3. Anybody who's getting one locally, I would love to have you stop by so that we can check to see if our wing fits without any modification, and what, if anything, we need to do to the front end to see that our splitter fits. All the rest of the parts, I'm sure, well, I know already fit. Exhaust fit, everything fit. It'd be wonderful to know that we could start pushing 992.2 complete lab rat setups. So, hey, there's Chris. Hi, Chris. I was hoping you'd be here tonight. They're live on the website. Go get you the first one. Or, yes, it's on the website. Go ahead and get it. Pay for it. I'll refund your 10% because they're going to be on sale for Labor Day. So just go ahead and get it. That way you get the first one. I would recommend you get the gurney flap and the dive planes, so you get some balance from front to rear. But that's 100% up to you. I could spend most of the morning tomorrow doing legal documents for my condo in Lahaina because it burned down, and the lawyers that are trying to get us get me a settlement for that said that all these, they let me know yesterday that probably 87 pages of forms and documents and data need to be filled out by Monday. That's awesome. GT4 Dune's going well. So if Simon was still on here, we've got this on 2 cars now as far as lowering the coolant temps. One of our local customers, Sean, and Simon's car, his GT4. We continue to refine the fueling in that. Simon said that that every iteration is better and better and better, and it's really, really good now. Sean's very happy. He's like floored at how much horsepower we got for him for a full kit, including muffler. Anybody who's interested, let us know. We are doing an exchange program for any of you guys who have our early GT4 headers. And I know this is, we've had a couple guys who are pretty upset about this. And unfortunately, product development wise, it's hard to make all of the, take all the parameters in when you're in the middle of a design program. Right on. To make it such that everything's reverse compatible, forward compatible, the most complete solution, minimize the manufacturing costs so that you can make it affordable, maximize the performance. I mean, you got too many parameters that, you know, if you overly constrain the project, you never get the project done. So we released a couple of the parameters where we said, okay, some of the early 718 GT4 stuff, we're going to end up having to orphan that stuff, which is not what we generally like to do. That said, in order to bring out the best product and make it integrate with the mufflers and be installable easily by many people, not just installable by us who make it, we had to pivot. And Omar and Keith, if you guys see this, I apologize that that's the end goal, but we're doing our best to try and honor some of our original commitments, and we will give you a credit on those original headers that you purchased and get you in a full system if that's what you want to do. You know, we've made these offers. I don't know if they want to do it. There's a gentleman in California that was an early adopter. He's might be moving to a 4RS, so we're kind of going around there. The dealer that we work through, Throttle Therapy Motorsports, Andrew, has been great. He's doing a good job helping guys through these decisions, what they need to do, how they move, how they bob and weave through these financial considerations. But yeah, anybody else who's out there that has a 718 GT4 that really wants it to perform well, wants the temps to come down, wants to add a bunch of horsepower, make the car run great, give us a call. Give us a call. Those parts are all going to be on sale. They're not inexpensive. They're not inexpensive. Nothing that's of value generally is. If you see it on Alibaba, you're probably not getting the most well-engineered parts that you could. I'm just saying. Nothing against Alibaba. They're great. But yeah, if it's on Temu, they're generally considered cheap. That would be the first design criteria, make it cheap. So yeah, all right, we filled up a lot of space tonight. Anybody got any questions for me before I go get some goodies at the local restaurant? Absolutely. We never even got to the glass. Shit, we got more glass. We got more stuff. So this is crazy. I'm going to crunch this ice for a second in your ear. Give me a minute. So this happened last weekend. You know, it was Saturday. Jorvier got to drive the 3RS. He got in the car, closed the door, and the driver's glass shattered. Like, pow. I was like, what the hell? So he showed up at my house. We're going to go have, I was taking him to Korean. He'd never had Korean before. So we went to Korean for lunch. And I put this post up on Instagram and it exploded. Yeah, I mean, it's like the most engagement we've had on Instagram in probably years for a post that we've put up. Just crazy. Like 200 and some odd comments. 70,000 views. It even went to people that don't subscribe to us, which is rare for one of our posts.
Toilet paper in the 718 RS.
What's that?
It beat your toilet paper run in the 718.
Yeah, which is crazy. It beat my toilet paper run in the 718 RS. Oh shoot, we got it. Yeah, I'll look at that. It's Chris. We don't have the box size defined for the product. Once I get off here, I'll try again. Try again tomorrow morning. We'll have it resolved for you. Or maybe if Ted's watching, he can get the box size. But I didn't see him on here, so I don't know if he's watching. I think he's got a wedding or some shit that he's doing this weekend. So anyway, many hundreds of comments later for the glass. Porsche dealers replacing it under warranty, which is amazing. And all of the other broken glass on the car they're going to replace. They're going to replace the rear windscreen. They're going to replace the two quarter windows. So thank you very much, Porsche of Tacoma. That was unexpected, which is great. I guess the source of the problem for this on the driver's door is that the door gets a little out of alignment, and the right picture that you see there, there's a chip in the very top corner of the glass. There's some chips there. That's where it ran into the quarter glass because the door was a little bit cockeyed and it got closed and it ran into the quarter glass, made a chip there, and then the cracks just conspire from the chip. So anyway, longer term, I'm looking at getting polycarbonate windscreens in the car. We already have a rear window for it, but the dealer convinced me to just put another piece of glass in it. Helps them out. Maybe Porsche will actually get a reasonable long-term fix for this. Oh yeah, right on. Jamie, if we can help them, that'd be great. Let me know, because there is a technical service bulletin on the glass for this. It's crazy. It's crazy. We've been through so much glass on this car. It's just silly. And what's funny, we just got the car back, and now it has some we can hear air intrusion in the cabin from the door glass they replaced. So they'll have to get that adjusted again. This might have to be a couple iterations to get it right, but it's going back because we have track day on Wednesday. But it'll go back to Porsche Tacoma to get the rest of the glass done. They'll adjust it then. They got to take the cage out. They got to get the interior out to get all the other glass out. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So according to the guys that make the polyurethane glass, or polycarbonate glass, I think it will. They say it'll work, but we'll see. Probably to Justin's point, the thickness of the polycarbonate and the polyurethane adhesive is going to push the whole thing outside of the body line. It's going to look a little silly. So
I was thinking, like, why the glass keeps breaking.
Yeah, the glass keeps breaking because there's chassis flex, and that glass is made out of freaking crackers.
That bead's too wide, so it's flexing.
Yeah, could be that too.
I think.
Could be that too. So.
I only know that I broken glass on accident that way.
Right. All right, y'all. Anything else? Hour and 13 minutes in, no technical difficulties. We filled up all the air with actual facts and interesting commentary and commitments that I hope we can keep, both for these things and going to COTA and going fast in other people's cars and all that good stuff. So anybody who's interested in being a part of a COTA tuner, GT4 RS tuner battle or 992 GT3 tuner battle, I don't know who's out there with, maybe Kraber still has his 992 GT3, I'm not sure. Look at you, Larry. Give me a break. Can't hear shit over the sphericals. You can't hear shit over the intake in your car. Give me, come on. Larry just loves giving me shit. So, to that end, for those who've been following along, our spherical manufacturer is FK. Spherical bearing manufacturer is FK. They do a great job. I took it upon myself to look at what are some interesting ways that we could improve the manufacturing of these kinds of bearings? So I reached out to a high-tech coatings company that I know, and we had a conversation, and they let me know that they're kind of doing this for the military already. We recently just finished the round of non-disclosure agreements between us and FK and them, so that potentially next week we can have a meaningful conversation and actually get down to business. So I'm excited for this. I think this could, I don't know, I don't want to like speak out of turn, but generally when you can marry industries that don't know much about each other, you can get some peanut butter and chocolate moments where you take peanut butter and you take chocolate and you make a Reese's peanut butter cup, and it's way better than either of them individually. So I've done this a couple times in my career. Semiconductor stuff, car stuff. It's the opportunities come up, and as long as you're a relatively free-thinking problem solver, not patting myself on the back, but if you can kind of, that would be interesting if, and then call the company that you're like, that's the if. Can you do this? Is this something that you've done? Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, we could do that. Oh, okay. That would be really cool. Let's try. That's the other thing. It's about just continuous curiosity, right? Be continuously curious. You're likely to ask questions that someone hasn't asked at some point. So it's the last nugget I'll leave you guys with. You all have a wonderful weekend. Stay cool. It's going to be hot here in the Northwest. It's probably going to be hot down in Texas. I have no idea. I didn't look at the weather. Anybody getting out in their car, enjoy your time. Anybody on the East Coast, I'm jealous because your waves are going to be sick with that hurricane over there. So you all take it easy, and we'll see you next week after